What's up, Ranger Nation? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with the series finale for Power Rangers Beast Morphers. You guys, it's finally here. It's bittersweet to say goodbye to this cast. This has been an amazing season. I've enjoyed, it immensely. I haven't felt this way about a series ending in a very long time. I think the last time I really felt this way about a series ending, it actually goes back to RPM. I was hurt when that series ended. I was sad because at that time we thought Power Rangers was ending, and then also like Lost Galaxy. Those shows, those are the ones that I can say, man, I was sad to see them go. And now I'm looking forward to us getting into Power Rangers Dino Fury. And also, you guys, if you guys notice, I have a new collection to add to this toys. I have my Lightning Collection, Astronema, and Andros Versus pack. So I'm leaving it here for right now for recording purposes, but I am going to be taking, because I haven't even opened it yet. So I'm going to open it and we're going to do a review of it, and I'm going to post it for you guys. And then also I think I'm going to do a more phenomenal Ranger Talk this weekend for you guys. So without further ado, Ranger Nation, let's get into episode 20, Evox Unleashed. All right, let's go ahead, guys. All right, you guys. So this episode, you guys remember in the last one, we ended with the Morphex towers, being activated by Evox, aka Vengeance. So the city at this point is being evacuated, and then we see the Rangers, we see Commander Shaw, we see Zoe's mom. I don't think we ever got her name. We'll just call her Ms. Reeves, and we saw Mary Daniels, which we haven't saw in a while. So the Rangers plus them, they're on television, and they're just telling everybody in the city that they need to evacuate the city. So once they finish the broadcast, Ms. Reeves is talking about her daughter Zoe, who works in a laundry department, and she just wants to get her daughter and, get her out of there. Now, before, Zoe is actually getting ready to walk out with the others, but she stopped when her mom started talking about her. So, so she asked, Commander Shaw, could she take her daughter with her? And Commander Shaw told her that her daughter was a pivotal point in, this battle with Evox. And she was like, she's in the laundry room, so why do you really need her? And Commander Shaw looked at Zoe and she shook her head. And so Zoe took her helmet off, and she just, her mom said, she loved her. And she said, she said, one time my daughter, I love her. She said, you don't have to do that because I'm right here. And then she sees, you're a Power Ranger? She says, it makes sense. You solve big problems. So we move full circle back to where Zoe was in episode 1 of season 1, when she said, she doesn't run from big problems. She solves them. And that she does. Also, you guys, I want to say that actually just a few days ago, I went back and started binge watching RPM. I have it on DVD, and I was also watching it on Netflix. Man, y'all they did a great job with. RPM was a great season. Beast Morphers, spot on. But let's move on, you guys. So then we see the Rangers. So they're in the lab, and they're preparing to fight Evox. So they have. Remember last week's episode, they destroyed Robo Blaze with the antivirus. So they're getting the antivirus ready, but they need to distract Evox somehow. But the thing is, they can't distract Evox because he knows all their weapons. So he's built up what you would, I guess you could call it an immunity to them. So Devin comes out of the vault, and he has some briefcases with him. And they ask him, what is this, Devin? He says, I'll tell you guys on the way, because Commander Shaw called them to let them know that, Evox had been, spotted in the city. So then we do see the Rangers. They intercept Evox, and, they transport their weapons. And in this case, they transport some weapons from the past. They transported the claw hatchets, which was used by Gem and Gemma and RPM. They used the Delta Enforcers, which was used by the SPD Rangers in SWAT mode. They used the Ninja Steel Super Blaster. I think that was a weapon that was used in the cockpit of the Zord. And they used the Dino Saber, which we know was used by the Dino Charge Rangers. And then they used the thermal blasters, which was used by the Lightspeed Rescue Rangers. I actually have a thermal blaster. It's in my closet. I'm gonna have to pull it out at some point. But yeah, they used it. They used those weapons, and Evox was like, "What are those weapons?" And they were like, "These are weapons from the vault that you never even looked at." So they battled with Evox, and then the Rangers, Devin, Ravi, and Zoe used the bow to shoot the antivirus at Evox. They do shoot it at him, but he deflects it away from him, and then he calls on some of his Robotrons to battle with the Rangers. I'm gonna pause here, and we're gonna keep moving. All right, you guys. So the Rangers, they were battling with the Robotrons, and then that allowed Evox to make his way toward the tower. So as he's going toward the tower, like I said, the Rangers were fighting the Robotrons. Now, Steel noticed that that the antivirus was still it was still there, and they could still use it against Evox. So Steel, he took the antivirus, he ran into the tower. Now, and when Evox got to the tower, he entered into the morphing grid. This is the second time, actually, this is the second time that Evox or Vengeance has been able to infiltrate the morphing grid. Has he infiltrated the morphing grid in RPM when he just, he absorbed all the information from Dr. K's computer, which allowed him to destroy the Megazords and also destroy, delete Jim and Gemma. Hey, this is the first time in a long time in Power Rangers history, I think. I can't remember the last time that, I think this might be a first, that the Zords were not destroyed in the final battle. Because I'm trying to remember. And you guys can let me know in the comment section. I'm drawing a blank right now. I didn't even think back in the Neo Saban era if any of the Zords were destroyed in the final episodes. I can't remember. I think so. But yeah. So yeah, Evox entered the morphing grid for the second time, and Steel went after him. So Steel also entered the morphing grid as well. So he had the antivirus, and he went to he jammed it into Evox, but somehow Evox absorbed it, and in the process of him doing that, Evox was able to destroy Steel. I was like, oh no, not Steel. that was gut wrenching to see Steel being destroyed. I'm like, oh God, Steel, no. And I really felt for Nate in that situation. So then we see the Rangers, they go back to Grid Battle Force, and Devin, he tells everybody that 5 Rangers went out to battle Evox, but only 4 have returned. And he gives them a heartfelt speech. Basically, he told them that, they need to leave, evacuate, and they'll handle Evox themselves. Well, everybody in Grid Battle Force says, even Ben and Betty said, no, we're not going to leave. We're staying with you guys. So everyone in Grid Battle Force said that they will stay with them. So we then see that Evox takes his final form, and so the Rangers head out in the Ultra Zord so that way that they can destroy Evox. I'm gonna pause here and then we're gonna move forward. All right, you guys. So like I said, Evox took his final form, and the Rangers went in the Ultra Zord to battle with Evox. So at this point, before they actually went to battle Evox, Commander Shaw told them Evox is made up of, data, hardware. He's a virus. He's not human. But you guys, you're human. And so, like I said, the Rangers went to battle with him, and then the Rangers thought about it. The reason why he never entered, Steel's body is because Steel had had some human DNA in him, and then the reason that he needed the Morphex energy, and when he was in Mayor Daniels' body, is because Mayor Daniels is human. So they were like, okay, that might be a way that we can defeat Evox. So what the Rangers decided to do is they decided to use the Morphex energy and combine it with their human DNA, That way, it'll allow them to destroy Evox. So Nate goes into, Devin's cockpit and, reconfigure some things so that way they can destroy Evox. So, they are able to combine their DNA with the Morphers energy, and they charge at Evox. And, at first it didn't look like they were going to get the best of Evox, but once they, went deep, because they could barely touch the surface of him, but they managed to get through. They just had to really push, and they were able to defeat Evox once and for all. So, with Evox destroyed, the morphing grid is, going back to normal. And this time I think we can say Evox and Venjix, they're gone for good. I can think we can say that because, like at the end of RPM with the Morphers, they lit up, letting us know that Venjix was still in there. Now, there's no Morphers for Venjix or Evox to infiltrate. The morphing grid or Morphex energy was able to finally defeat him. And then with the, the morphing grid, building itself back up to the tower, we see that Steel returns, and he's also turned into a human being. And I was like, he finally came full circle to where he wants to be, a human. So then we move 1 year into the future. So we see 1 year later that we see Ben and Betty walking through the halls of Grid Battle Force, and who do they have with them? They have Scrozzle with them, and Scrozzle is being escorted there by Colonel Truman from Power Rangers RPM. And then we also find out that Devin is the commander of Grid Battle Force. So Colonel Truman tells Commander Daniels, he tells Commander Daniels that Scrozzle was hiding in some sewers over there in Corinth. I was thinking a lot of things with Corinth. I'm like, I never want to mention his name again, but I'm gonna say it. Professor Cog. I wonder. Well, Professor Cog. We saw Professor Cog 2 times. We saw Professor Cog in Samurai and in Super Mega Force. Hopefully, Professor Cog didn't exist when Scrozzle was hiding out. This makes you question what year is this show take place in, and what year is RPM in? Makes you wonder. But so yeah, that happened. Then we also see that we saw Ravi and Roxy. They're out. He's painting her, and also General Shaw is painting as well. So everybody got a promotion. So then we also see that Coral Harbor now relies on, with the destruction of the Morphex towers, they now rely on wind and solar farms. And then we also see that Steel is an actor now. So everybody's getting a call to, it's Operation 365. I don't know why I didn't put 365 together at that time. So Steel, like I said, he's an actor, but he had to have his stunt actor step in for him, and his stunt actor is Blaze. So he gets to the base, and as he was running, he morphed, and he goes to the base, and he takes his helmet off, like, what's up? And it was a surprise birthday party for him. So he's celebrating being 1 year old at that point. All right, you guys. So that wraps up the episode. That wraps up the season. That wraps up the series. Can't believe that Power Rangers Beast Morphers is done. Wow, man. I have to say that I thoroughly enjoyed Power Rangers Beast Morphers. Shout out to the cast. You guys did an amazing job playing your respective, characters. Rory, you did a great job as Devin. Jazz, you did a great job as Ravi. Jacqueline, you did an amazing job as Zoe. Abraham, man, you knocked it out the park with Nate. Who else? Liana. She did an amazing job. She did a fantastic job as Roxy. Loved every moment of Roxy. Christina, Cosme, you guys, as much as I had my issues with Ben and Betty, I love the portrayal of the characters. And everyone else, amazing. Like I said, I'm going to 100% miss this cast. I do hope that, we can at least go back to what we did in the 90s and some parts of the 2000s with the Disney era, where the team comes back for a team up episode like they did every year. And I think you guys have a great way of coming up with the team up episode with Scrozzle still being alive. Scrozzle could escape and, meet up with the Dino Furies villains and want to work with them to just, to come after his enemies, which are the Beast Morphers Rangers. I do hope they do a team up. I really do. But you guys, that is going to wrap it up for Power Rangers Beast Morphers Season 2. The series as a whole. Let me know what you guys thought about the series finale, and let me know what you guys thought about the series in itself. I know us fans love the series. Oh, God, I cannot believe it is over. Can't believe it's over, but all good things come to an end. And I'm just looking forward to Dino Fury in next year. So I'm still going to be around. Like I said, I'm going to do a review of those two. And I'm going to do a more Phenomenal Rangers talk because we got some news this week. We got, some news about Wave 8 of the Lightning Collection. We got news about, we got some toys for Dino Fury. And, Simon Bennett did an interview. So I'm going to talk about that stuff. It might be up later today, or it'll be up tomorrow, you guys, on Sunday. So look for that. And until then, Ranger Nation, I will see you guys later. Bye.